In the summer of 2012, the Pines family and the sleepy little town of Gravity Falls dispatched an interdimensional monster forever. The world could breathe a sigh of relief as peace returned to the Earth. Bill Cipher was gone forever. The universe was saved. Or so we thought. 2024, my friends, is the year of the triangle. Not only is his very own terrible tome set to plague the bookshelves across the planet, but something truly troublesome has brewed in California. A sinister cult of shadowy figures calling themselves the Cipher Cult has assembled with one aim: creating an evil relic that will return Bill Cipher to our realm. In the process, they've puppeteered four of the finest creative minds, one Alex Hirsch alongside Richmond and Sousa of Studio Bedek. To make matters worse, rumour has it that a talented artist, Kyrie45, has been similarly assimilated from the far-flung lands of Italy. Together, this collective are the makers of not only the finest fandom merchandise — after all, what is fandom if not just a slightly geeky occult? The demonstrable pyramid, with its spinning slices and demonic colour scheme, is the centrepiece of this campaign, but surrounding it is an enormous range of toys and tributes to the equilateral menace. Make no mistake, my friends, Bill Cipher is returning, and he will be in your home very soon. The time is nigh. Join the Cipher Cult today, now live on Kickstarter. You are joining me live on r/GravityFalls, the internet's biggest Gravity Falls community, and my special guest here today is Richmond and Sousa from Studio Badek. Richmond is a actor and owner of several impeccable tattoos and the undeniable king of cult merchandise. And he's joined by the wonderful, incredibly talented photographer and modern-day fashion icon, Sousa Jean. We're so happy to have you both here today. How
We're
are you?
great. Thank you for having us today. Can we just like clap for that like huge, amazing written bio? I am so like enticed into it. Can we have like a whole novel of that, please? That's like hold on. I'm it's great. No, we're great. We finally just hit 160K, our third or second to last stretch goal, and so on our Kickstarter, and we're just like, man, I can't wait to if when we hit 200K, there might be something after. So yeah, thanks for having us today.
We're absolutely delighted to have you today. Congratulations on the absolutely meteoric success of the Cipher Cult Kickstarter. How are you both feeling? You must be feeling quite stressed, maybe a little bit overwhelmed. I mean,
Having
it's
trouble sleeping.
I'm, I'm I'm literally just, hey, honey, okay, it's time to sleep. And I'm waking up in a dry heave of like, what are we at? What are we at? What are we at?
Yeah.
But it's just because I think we both really want this collection to do well and to bring products for, of course, one of our near and dear fandoms, the Gravity Falls fandoms, and it just because I know there's a lot of merch out there that just didn't pay the GF people like justice. Like, and I know there's a lot of Disney stuff I won't get into. There's a lot of like just corporate stuff that's dumb. And I just want to be able to continue to make as much merch as I can for this collection, and just in the best way possible. So
absolutely. This is your second Gravity Falls collection, but the circumstances are, of course, very different. Were you aware that a book dedicated to Bill Cipher was on the way this
So
year?
that's a really funny story. When we did our previous Kickstarter, which was back last year in April, which was for the Owl House, and we had options available for a signature, like a print signed by Alex, and they came in early, so we went to his house like in June, July, and we wanted to already have asked him or like ask him that, hey, let's do like a whole collection thing, because Alex is kind of like a he's got to see the proof in the pudding first, and so it's kind of like, oh, look at, because we had the sample for the toy already done, we had all the samples already, and we kind of brought it to him and just in hopes we could do a collaboration with him, and he was like, dude, this freaking rocks, and he, I think I can say, he basically when I asked, and he was like, "Wow, yeah, I'm working on the Book of Bill right now for Disney." So it's he was working on it for a while. Um,
The packaging for the family pin reminded him of the book.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and yeah, no, exactly. And he brought it up. Yeah, I totally forgot about that too.
Hmm.
But yeah, it was kind of like, okay, let's try to if Gravity Falls is coming back for just like a quick spurt, let's try to plan it around after the launch date. And he never told us what the launch date was, and we kind of just were like troubleshooting, like, okay, we'll have all the like pieces preps and ready to go, and when it's ready, it's ready. And so I think the Book of Bill came January, December.
Bob.
Bob. And then I was like, okay, let's go, let's go, let's go. And so here we are today.
Uh, h- how does it feel like working with Alex Hirsch? Like we, we often hear that he's quite a manic kind of ideas man himself. Did you find that to be the case when you were
I think
working on the campaign?
I think Alex is such a empathetic, kind-hearted human that yes, he has an ample amount of ideas, but he never once really like, oh, you should do this, you should do this, like told us to do anything. It was just more of like, wow, this is great. Maybe like he has such a director's mind of like adding on to see more, like just to be able to see more, because he truly, I think he's one of the few people that I say like truly loves his craft.
Yeah, and he knows what his craft is. Like he's aware
Mm.
that his hat is the writer animator guy who created this universe, and he knows that Richmond makes physical products. And so a lot of the process is Richmond thinking of something, and then Alex will give him his 2 cents, like, oh, if you actually want to do that, people actually really love this, and this makes more sense for this character to do that. Or just like little things that he knows about his characters the most, he puts his input, and it's very helpful.
Yeah, it's helpful, and it's very endearing.
It's interesting, yeah.
I think I've never really like I never expected Studio Bad Egg to have like successes like this, and I'm just kind of troubleshooting what I do, right? So like I I I generally can come up with a lot of concepts and spitball with people. So he's like one of the first few people that like we can spitball back and forth together, right? Like we have such a intensity of thought, if that makes any sense. And we're just like, ha, 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 ha. And so, specifically for the toys, for the two toys, for the other products, they're a little bit easier. And he's just like, wow, rad. I can't think of anything better. Go for it. But I think in the process of the Bipper and the 8-inch dimensional bill toy, that was really fun for me to do for a short period of time. Yeah. Does that answer that question?
Fantastic. It does. It certainly does. Absolutely. Uh, Moon, if you could move us over to the next slide, we've got another wonderful art piece from Curry 45. That look at that, glorious,
So
beautiful. Um, how did you decide which toys to release for the Cipher Cult Kickstarter? Were there any original concepts that didn't get past like the concept stage, or has it kind of been very straight sailing when getting the Cipher Cult range together?
crap, actually, you know what I forgot to send to you guys? Like before, I've actually, because Gordon had done some sketches prior, like 2021, like
Oh.
way back when. That's a good question. So basically, uh, I think I had like got into contact with Alex, and I like wanted to do something cool. No, it was during the time of when I was making the what's it called? The Possessed collection, the first collection with Alex. And I wanted to do a toy then. And so Gordon, who is our 3D modeler, bless his heart, he works for Kid Robot, but he's taking the time to help us with this. But he I had asked him to help me kind of do kind of quick renders of certain different things. So I wanted to do like a Gundam model kit of the Shakatron.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
and I was like, I can't find a menu for that.
Yeah.
Like one that's ethical at least, and then like the other one was still Bipper, but it was like Bipper, uh, just a two-faced toy, and I can, if you guys are actually interested, I can send that later, put it on Instagram because that was a cool design that we ended up wanting to do, and then
There was also the popsicle stick diorama of the original Gravity Falls
yeah,
shop or the Mystery Shack
Mystery Shack.
at Alex's house.
Yeah, that was actually one of them too.
Yeah.
Um, so man, so Alex has this. Sorry, there's so many stories. Alex has this. When he was doing the Mystery Shack, one of his friends did a popsicle stick diorama pre pre Gravity Falls, and it's this beautiful diorama of the Mystery Shack, and Alex has used that as reference. And originally that was going to be one of the exclusives or toys in this, but I don't, unfortunately I don't, I'm not savvy with tech, and I don't have a 3D gun to scan the full thing, and I feel like the cost on that would have been higher than to produce these. But um, so there's a lot of iteration of uh, like not iteration, but just like a lot of just different concepts I already had prior. And then one of the concepts that we had already thought of uh, during the possession collection was the 8-inch dimensional bill that you see now. Um, and it was just something something tactile. I really, with any product that I do, it's if it's not visual, it should be tactile because I a lot of the products that I want to come up with are something that can help ground people, either it be
Mhm.
nostalgia or just like mental health wise. I think it's very important to not trauma bond with nostalgia, but to give it a space where you can still play with your younger self, and enjoy these exciting things with your younger self. Because as adults, like, dude, we don't have that time. And so, um, yeah, that's if I hope that answers the question, but it was kind of a straight shot already. I was like, yo, Alex, let's do this one. I think it's a killer one. And he was like, yeah. And yeah, I hope that answers everything.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. So something sort of tactile, like a kind of almost the equivalent of like a fidget toy, that kind of thing, I suppose.
Thinking about a Rubik's Cube.
Yeah.
I think
Wonderful.
yeah, I think when we
Yeah,
were at
yeah.
there was two toys, there was a Rubik's Cube and there was something else and it just you got a Jimmy Neutron brain blast
Yeah.
and it just came.
Yeah. I originally I did want to do a Rubik's Cube, but I was like, I no.
What is the process that all of these kind of products follow from like drawing to production? Like how does all of this work? I suppose is one of the kind of closest questions we tend to get from a lot of people. How do you turn a a concept sketch and bring it through to this huge 3 pound plastic pyramid? You know.
So I'm not I
Is
have
this before or after the idea? Like do you want the
do you
idea?
want the full
Yeah.
process?
What
Like when the
whatever you think is going to
idea
be most relevant, I suppose.
Sure.
Huh.
So I this is funny because Susa was saying like before I close my shop, I should do a how I did my business like subscription kind of thing and run through these things. But I never tell people like, hey, follow my business model because my business model truly only works for for what I do, and maybe like, but
It works for
it
you.
works for me, and
Yeah.
I think people,
Because it's yours.
yeah, yes, exactly,
Uh-huh.
and I think people tend to get like hyper fixated on like, oh my god, he's working on this and it's working like this, so I should do this. No, I take a lot of calculated risks, and I'd be more than happy to explain just like a brief rundown on how these ideas come about because
Yeah.
I so 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 I am an idea guy. that is my strongest suit. I'm terrible at illustration. I'm terrible at other other things, or not terrible. I'm not as well, or I don't love doing it. Please go ahead.
He's not bad at any of those things, but his ideas are his like that is
Forte.
what he's confident in.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I can spitball like ideas a lot, and I'm that's like, and I've gotten bit in the butt before with like oversharing ideas and then people taking my ideas, and so it's but it's that's the thing is like people get stuck on a single idea, and it's like there's so many more other ideas that you can do and you can play with, and so
Mhm.
oftentimes coming back to this is like my process is just like spitballing 30 different ideas, and once those 30 ideas are out, then that last idea comes in my brain, and it's usually the gut feeling of like, wow, I freaking love this. And if I don't love
Yeah.
the thing,
The exciting one.
the exciting one, and I'm sure you can talk about that too, is like if we don't like the thing, we don't like the thing, and it just doesn't really work out, and so then from that is like, who do I decide to work with? Like Kyrie 45, Cry More, Lyra, Gordon, just like a list of artists. And my thing when I started Studio Bad Egg too was like I wanted to give opportunity to artists internationally, and work with artists internationally who don't have the same opportunities in terms of like working with like Disney, or bigger name thing, or bigger name people, and give them that capability to do that. So uh, if people are confused, like, oh my god, this your drawings are great, no, I take no credit for it. My drawings are chicken scratch, and I just give ideas and tell and direct, creative direct, like, hey, this isn't working, that isn't working. um
So idea goes
Idea.
to an illustrator.
And then
We've been loving working with Kyrie.
we've been loving working with Kyrie. And then
Yeah.
from that illustration, we work with our sample. We do the tech packs. The tech packs are technical sheets that need all the measurements, that need all the color, the Pantone colors, need like features, front, back, left, right. Send it to the menu, and then you get to the sampling phase, which is this is the sampling phase. And then you troubleshoot the sampling phase. And then from the sampling phase, you're like, okay, I like this, I don't like this, let's change it. And then for
We've gotten some really funny samples back.
oh, we should have sent that to him. Oh, man.
Yeah. And it's funny because our manufacturers, sometimes there's a language barrier, so
Yeah. That's hard.
Yeah.
It's very hard. And then from that is the final manufacturing production stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wonderful. The designs, as you said, were created by some utterly incredible talents such as Kiri 45. How did you first start collaborating with Kyrie?
I think Richmond just found her Instagram.
Their Instagram,
yeah. Their Instagram. And reached out.
Yep. And they like I like to find artists that really have their own style, and so I like kind of doom scroll sometimes, and I was like, oh wow, this is great, this is great, wow, this is great, and see if the one thing I have to see is if they like the fandoms that I like, and if they put an effort into the fandoms. So and Kyrie 45 has, and it's been like they've been such a joy to work with.
Yeah.
I one of my favorite people that I've ever worked with, so thus far. So yeah.
Wonderful. Moon, if you could take us through to the next slide, please. Oh, I feel like a sort of CEO or something. It's fantastic.
Sound like one.
And there we go. And there we go. We've got a wonderful kind of a spinning 3D render there of this beautiful demonstral pyramid. Obviously, this is a huge, quite literally and kind of metaphorically, a huge thing. How did you come up with this incredible kind of spinning Illuminati pyramid design that we've got going on there?
Like going back to our previous story, it's just like it was the Rubik's Cube, and just like something very nostalgic. I didn't even realize it looked like the freaking Illuminati. It's hilarious.
Anything with a triangle.
Anything with
an eye on it.
Man,
Yeah.
Very true.
Yeah.
What did you tell Kyrie?
I I drew my own little doodle, which is really bad. I did it. The original doodle actually had feet on the bottom, but I we decided against the feet because it just looked silly, and this is more appropriate for a collectible fan base. So yeah,
Wonderful. It's super abstract compared to a lot of Gravity Falls merch, which we love. There's always like a very design-led focus we feel in most of Studio Bad Egg's kind of merchandise, whereas Disney are usually like, we'll just stick a yellow triangle on this pencil case, and it's a Bill Cipher pencil case, or what have you,
Oh,
Um, did you have any kind of insight from Alex on this one, or was it very much a kind of steer your own ship situation with this
it's
particular item?
funny. He was like, "Dude, I love the concept. Let's see the idea." Oh my god, I have nothing to change about the concept. Great. And then when the sample came, he's like, "Dude, I don't know how you did this so fast." And it was like,
yeah.
I don't know
And then
either.
he was like, "What's inside?" And we're like, "Oh, it's waddles, the tree,
And then
and the
maybe
shooting star." And he was like, "Oh my god, it looks like the little erasers that I used to
Yeah,
use um
yeah,
in grade school."
mhm.
Yeah, he loved it.
He loved it. So there was honestly the Dimensional Bill collectible was the easiest to just kind of do. Um, so there was, I think the only real insight that he gave was no feet. Yes, that's it. Yeah.
That's, that's such a fantastic note. I love that. That's hilarious. Um, if you could go over to our next slide, please, Moon. Thank you. There we go. So we've got two more videos here, and we've also got a piece of the original 2D artwork of the dimensional pyramid there. And you know, obviously this is an absolutely beautiful item, but there's much more to it that meets the eye, which the astute Gravity Falls audience has already managed to work out. What are these funny little carvings on his exoskeleton?
Hold
What's
on.
all
What are you
this
talking
about?
What?
about?
Wait, what? Hold on. Can we backtrack 1 second? Something that meets the eye because it's, oh, I need to use that. Do I have permission to use that for our next like caption Instagram post? Because I've been trying to find good like
Rich
bill
was on the hunt
or
for
bill puns,
puns for
dollar
captions.
bills.
If you need any slogans or puns, just hit me up on
Yeah.
Instagram. I'll happily
Yes,
provide.
thank you. I don't know what you guys, I didn't even know how that ended up there, those scribbles or scratches. Wow.
Wow,
Man, we probably have to QC that.
they do look
They
cool,
look
don't they?
Yeah, these
great.
Anyway,
these you know, it's almost like they're in the shape of the icons of what's inside. It's very strange,
huh?
very bizarre. Who
Odd
knows? Who knows?
news.
Wonderful. Um,
Mean of you.
this sort of thing must be like a this sort of thing must be a monster to design with little charms inside, the textures, the finishes.
Oh,
Did you have to go through more than one sample, or did it just come back looking right?
This is the only, out of the whole time I've done this, the only sample that's come back like 99%.
yeah, there's one
One thing
thing.
that we cannot
Yeah.
mention. So, but it's something that, yeah. Okay. Anyway, yeah.
Now we've got a really big reveal here for everybody, folks. So if we go over to the next slide, look at this. So this is the packaging for the dimensional pyramid. Thank you so much for
Of course.
showing this to us, because this is absolutely incredible. We absolutely love this packaging to two pieces. I think that we've all gotten very excited about it. You do realize, of course, that people are going to want prints of this sort of thing, don't you? Is that something that's come
I
to
actually
light?
didn't realize that. I just, what Kyrie and I,
Demand to a
to a
question.
question to a demand. You can't do that to us. No, no, it's I actually didn't realize people wanted it as a print. If people do, I might.
Make a poll.
We'll make a poll. We'll make a poll because we have, again, if we exceed 200K, I would love to produce at least anywhere from 3 to 5 more products for the collection.
Mm.
And that's my cap because I don't want to do like a 45 item collection because that was insane. And Susa is is starting a new job, and I won't have her help as much. So I like want to be able to handle most of this myself. And so it's yeah. If people want it, I am down.
We hear you.
We hear you. We loud and clear.
And then possibly to make things even more frantic, if we go through to the next slide, please, Moon, we've got the insert
Yeah.
just here,
So
which I've got to be honest, this is possibly one of my favorite pieces of Gravity Falls artwork I've ever seen. So
yeah, no, it's
Aw.
so this isn't the insert. This is actually the inside of the box. So
okay.
so the outer box is going to be the one you saw previously, and the inside is pulled out, so it looks like a tomb that you uncover with then the the Cipher toy. And yeah, I agree with you. This is one of my favorite, just like added on details that Kyrie did really quick, and I was like, yo, I want to do just hieroglyphics of the whole Gravity Falls, like characters and things like that. And so all these characters that you see are like my top characters. If you guys don't know, Seuss is my favorite character, and yeah, but
An excellent choice, might I add.
and so I'm really excited to see how this turns out because I'm gonna see how much embossing costs. Because I really love tactile things, y'all, and I think having this embossed or having just like a soft touch to it would be very nice for you.
I love soft touch.
Yeah. So
Give me a second, sorry. It's going to still got to moderate while I'm here, I'm afraid.
Multifaceted.
multifaceted.
There we go. Multi-skilled as well. So is everything in kind of a Kickstarter going to have kind of is it going to have kind of nifty boxes and bags, or is it all going to be a kind of is it just going to be the key big items which are going to have this fancy packaging going on?
It's so the key big items will have these fancier packagings. The Compieto charm, the necklace, the earring are still going to have packaging, but not too crazy. It's going to have a nice little backing to it. Same with the if we get to the stretch goal of the 4-pin, that will come in its cool box again too. I think I put it in there. Mine. And then yeah, so all of them, and even the plushie, I might do a little nice like soft packaging for that as well. Just because again, it's one of our collections that we that is my favorite collection that we've done so far. But this will be the box that the 4-pin will come in, because I want to, because it is a paired sets with the family portrait, so it'll go like next to it. And I don't know. I just think it's really, I love things like that. So yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. A nice matching pair.
Mhm.
Wonderful. With that, if we could go through to the next slide, please, Moon. We're going to start with the Conpeto charm, which we've also got the original concept drawings for there. Popular item in Japan, very cute. We love the sinister little bag text that gave us all a bit of a chuckle, you know. It's a lovely kind of abstract product design that we would never again see from any other manufacturers, I think, than you. So, how did you come up with this one? How did you come up with a shape?
It was actually Susa's idea, because we were just spitballing ideas, and she was like, "Why do I forget what it was like? I love."
We were stuck on an idea that wasn't working.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's funny how ideas come about. I think I don't remember what the previous idea was, but I remember when we were traveling, I think we were just coming back from Mexico, and I just noticed a lot of the people that had their backpacks or luggage on had like cute little plushies, like anime plushie things dangling off of their bags, and I was just like, oh my god, that'd be so cute as waddles. But being like the timing of the Book of Bill and stuff, like we didn't want to focus on waddles,
Yeah.
and so I love Doritos.
She
And I was just
Cool
like,
Ranch, Cool Ranch.
yeah, yeah. I mean, I'll take all of them, but
Yeah.
that one is my favorite. I was just like, maybe we should just turn him. People on Discord always talk like call him a Dorito.
Yeah.
We should just make him a
Yeah,
yeah.
Yeah. And that was like,
So,
sorry.
so for those who are unaware, because there are a couple of people asking questions, this is basically like a transparent kind of a chip bag, as it were, which is going to be filled with these three little Bill Cipher um, uh, doodahs, which will be rattling about in there. It's a nice kind of little tactile shaker bag thingamajiggy. I hope that kind of illustrates it a bit better for you.
Yeah.
Sorry, do apologize for interrupting.
No, no.
So we've obviously got some really lovely concept art for that particular item, and it's remarkably.
Yeah. It's so we I was telling Kyrie, hey, just do two, like the original flavor, the cheddar flavor, and the Cool Ranch flavor, and let's see which one we like. And I was like, I think it was you that said, why don't we combine them? And I was like, yeah, okay. And then it ended up being the combination of those two. Um, and we had other charms in it, but they weren't as cute. So we actually I decided to take off the hat because the hat, because I love Bill, and I love Bill just as a cute triangle as well, and so I think in the vein of cuteness style, I yeah, we decided to take the hat off for that. Yeah.
Wonderful. If we could go to the next slide, please, Moon. There we go. So the earrings are particularly awesome. You've done these kinds of scenescape designs for the Owl House too, and they were also like utterly gorgeous. What goes into manufacturing these scenescape earrings? They seem like they'd be relatively difficult to manufacture correctly.
Luckily our it's not that, it's not too crazy. It's we have a manufacturer who we love working with, who does both the pins and our the necklaces and our earrings. So it's kind of the same processy for that. However, we are harder on them right now because the necklaces from the Owl House collection, there's a lot of B grade, C grade
Yeah, there was
items,
a lot of QC issues.
a lot of QC issues. So
Quality control.
yeah,
Yeah.
and so we decided to stick with a flatter pendant this time around, because originally what I wanted to do was the locket, and that's what I was like strung up about. I was like, I don't want to do the locket though, but I want to do the locket. I want to have a necklace, just in case people didn't want the earrings. So, but in terms of like when you find a good manufacturer, and that like you just find a good manufacturer, and it's taken a while to find one specifically for all of
Yeah.
this. Yeah.
And then luckily, he is the same guy that you make pins from.
Mhm.
So originally, he only made pins from
Yeah.
this manufacturer, and I think they have also grown with us and
Yeah.
have expanded doing other things. And so we did ask, "Is this possible?"
Yeah.
And they said yes, and
Yeah.
then we just tried it, and of course, they sent like 2 different samples, and we ended up liking them.
Yeah.
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 Wonderful. And the necklace, again, beautifully design focused. What brought you to doing this sort of a wonderful six-fingered hand design, which is reminiscent of like a
Yeah.
Middle Eastern Hamza with an
Did
extra
we not
finger?
answer your question about the Scenescape earrings and we just focused on manufacturing? We did.
What was the question?
He just noticed that you make the Scenescape earrings, and how did that come about?
Oh, yeah, it was because of Susa. So Susa has these lovely, just Susa is a fashion
No.
fashionista, and she has so many different earrings that she's collected over the years, and the square design was actually one of her earrings that was these.
One pair that has the Great Wave on it.
Yeah,
And I think we were wearing it when we were coming up with ideas for the first pair
Yeah.
for the Owl House, and then we ended up just thinking we really like this concept,
Yeah.
and so we're doing it again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hence the idea for
Yeah.
this, and also with the scenescape for this one, as you can see, it was the hardest part with the design was just to try to match the mystery shack triangle with the um Bill Cipher, because I'm really keen on asymmetrical balance, and so it took us a little troubleshooting, but it works. Because you can design something that's straightforward and just copy paste and do it on the same thing. And I was like, dude, that's
Mhm.
lame. Come on, let's do something fun. And so that was the concepts and the
Yeah. What's
ideas. But
interesting to me is
mm,
that because your manufacturer makes pins,
mm,
the quality of like the separation between the colors and stuff is
yeah.
way better than the original earrings that I had.
Oh, it
Yeah.
exceeds. It exceeds. Oh
Yeah.
my gosh. And going to your question you asked now with the with the pendant, yeah, we were wanting something that worked with Bill and worked with Ford, and to have a little play on good fortune, and a little, and not to be, not any like super religious at all. I think if you think of it in spiritual terms, like I think the 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 pillars, the fingers being the pillars, protecting the evil eye. uh I think that's like something that's kind of near and dear into like concepts that I like and enjoy. And it's funny that everybody's picked up on every like little thing in these just designs, and it makes me so happy.
This is
Um,
also the one that you did yourself.
yeah, yeah, I
Yeah.
don't, yeah, yeah,
I think this is the only thing that Kyrie didn't draw.
yeah. Because I yeah. Thanks, honey.
See, he's not bad. He
Thank
just says he's bad.
thank you.
And of course, is the necklace, going back to again the iconography of the Hamza, is it to keep Bill out, or is it to keep him in, or is that to the buyer's preference?
I think that's to the buyer's preference, but for us, I feel like it's to keep him out.
Yeah, yeah.
Because I really, I'm still infatuated by, and like in the series, like, man, how do you protect yourself against a dimensional being, right? And so this is kind of like in that vein of like spiritual protection kind of thing. So
Yeah, but it's also up for interpretation, and
yeah,
we also just thought it looked really cool.
yeah, yeah,
Does it? I think it does. I love red and gold.
yeah. I know. Thanks.
Eyes are
Yeah,
cool.
it's a lovely kind of again the thought that's gone into the design of because I've always had a bit of a fascination with kind of that kind of regional kind of almost occultish sort of artwork, and it's really fascinating to see Bill Cipher kind of a Bill Cipher thing merged with that kind of a fascinating sort of cultural artifacts as it were. It's really very cool. But very well done on the design, Richmond, I suppose is what
Thank
I'm
you.
trying to say. Very
Yay!
well done.
Thank you.
If we could go through to the next slide, please, Moon. And this is the disbelief pin, which was designed by Alex Hirsch himself. And I mean, it's so cute. It's absolutely adorable. Did he drive with a half lifting spinny bow tie feature? Was that all his idea?
Yeah, that was all him. And he actually wanted the eye to be like a
Hypnotizing thing.
hypnotizing eye. And so I think the Hamza necklace came about from this, because I was like, okay, I can't do a spinny eye because that's a bit too much like things in a pin. And I was like, okay, maybe I could do a hypnotic eye on as a pin, but I was like, nah. So
Mm.
I told him, hey, we can do the bow tie spinning and the hat um, going back and forth. And the hat will be able to go back and forth. It's going to be on a spring, so you'll be able to cock it and it just lands back. It's on a soft spring, so it won't like snap too hard. But yeah, it was all his idea, because I really wanted him to. Because also, man, I was thinking, what else was like? I was just giving him a bunch of different ideas on what he could do. Um, and he's like, "Yeah, no, I want to do something fidgety for this." And and of course he made something beautifully simple, and I really like designs like that. So yeah,
For those of you who are asking, this particular pin is, I believe, $25. Is that correct?
yeah, yeah,
Yes. Which, to be honest, for kind of a pin with moving parts is very, very good. So you should all get one right away. It's a wonderful thing.
yeah.
Pins are arguably kind of one of your bread and butters over at Studio Bad Egg. You've done so many different pins and badges. Do you have your pin board to hand for us to have a quick look?
Yeah.
It's so heavy.
So I think I counted, and I think we were at like 98 now, or with the last two 100 pins we've done. But yeah, we've done just a bunch of them, from Steven Universe to Hilda to the Owl House to our own personal pins to Gravity Falls, and it's yeah, it's been quite a journey, honestly.
And of course, the disbelief pin is 2.5 inches, I believe it is, in size.
I think so.
So
Yes.
it's
We're gonna
it's quite a substantially sized pin. It's not kind of a little dinky little lapel pin, chaps.
Yeah, I think it is too.
It's definitely on the Kickstarter.
It's I'm I'm
Um,
I'm not on my phone trying to look at my sizes that I put for the Kickstarter. Just kidding. Um, let's see here. I think yeah, it's a 2-inch pin. 2-inch pin.
2 each pin. So
Yeah.
a very sizable kind of little pin badge. What goes into the machining of a pin with moving parts? Like,
So it's man, honestly, this pin is probably gonna be the one we troubleshoot the most, because we uh it's it's not so let me explain this. So when you see a pin, usually it's a single layer. But with this pin, we're gonna have to put probably a top and top layer and a bottom layer, so that the top layer holds the spinny part. The back layer is able to cock with the spring with the hat in the back. Hence the cost of it being $25. Because the spring add-on cost is a lot more, but
you want to show them that one that spins?
yeah, sure. Hold on. Oh, actually, yeah, that's a great idea. So yeah, so you'll see that this pear spinner right here, there's two layers, and the back layer has a spinnable part, but it allows access to just like move and rotate. And I think I believe we have it on. No, we don't have it on ball bearings, but um, yeah,
And then the back.
yeah. But it's yeah, it's multi-layer. And so basically you're
fabulous.
paying, yeah, yeah. You're basically paying for the amount of metal being used into the production.
Yeah, there's like so many moving parts with this kind of thing. It's
Ha,
quite literally, I suppose.
literally.
If we could move over to the next slide, please, Moon. There we go. So this
Okay.
is arguably one of the big ones. I've never seen the fandom go so feral for a figure before, so this has been very exciting to see people react to the reveal. Did you know that Bipper was such a point of fixation for so many fans?
Alex.
That was Alex.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
I think Alex again,
he told us that.
he told us that, and he's definitely wanted people to make merch for fans, for us, and and we and I think I was like, okay, let's have a crack at it, right? Because I didn't want to do the iconic scene of the opera, him in the opera suit, I think. And it like, because it's the thing too, is like it kind of dabbles in conversations of like how far can you cross IP. And so I feel like this is kind of the in between of that.
Hmm.
Yeah.
We've had so many people ask about the hoodie he's wearing, by the way, and so many people who desperately want the hoodie to be a real item. We have to ask, did you look into that?
It's too expensive.
Anything that involves sizing, because we're a small business, it
Yeah.
gets so
Hmm.
complicated. complicated.
and if we're not ordering numbers at like 2,000 units, and
Yeah.
it's not worth it because you so basically for clothing, if it's a new pattern, so I was in the fashion industry before, but basically if for clothing you would have to grading meaning like sizing. So there's 4 sizes: small, medium, large, extra large. Then you would have to have different patterns for that. And then order X amount, which is probably anywhere from 250 to 500 per unit. And that's just insane for custom like intricate hoodies like this. Um,
Mhm.
it's because it's a lot of, so even with the pattern for this, you'd have to do individual teeth for it, and that's already like a 46 patterned
Yeah.
item, and that's just insane.
But there is a chance because there's this thing called the comfy, and that's like a one size fit all,
And we
like
just
at
did that.
home, similar to the Snuggie, but not.
Yeah.
And that is a universal fit unless you're a child, but
So basically where she's going at is that we have like a Snuggie thing at home, and I originally wanted like we could put that into that, but still the price of that, it doesn't, this thing would be $100, guys, and I don't know if you guys would
yeah.
want to pay that, and I'm trying to be as conscious and for y'all as well, because I know it's a huge ask already to have you pay 225 USD dollars for the toy, and to add this on top of it, it's like
Yeah.
yeah,
And it all depends on how the Kickstarter goes.
yeah,
I
it
mean,
really
if it
does.
does even better than
Yeah.
we have, or like it has gone, then it's on the list of things we'll think about.
There's a lot of lists of things.
Again, we've got some lovely concept art here, which if we go through to the next slide, please, Moon. Ooh. There we go. So we've got the lovely 3D render here, and we've got a nice side view by Curry45. You only got these kind of 3D renders, if I recall, a couple of days before the Kickstarter launched.
Yeah.
How amazed were you when it came back?
Oh my
Because
goodness.
it's gorgeous. It really is a stunning item.
So what's funny is that actually we didn't want we never had
The intent for it to glow in the dark.
And then Gordon, bless his heart, he was, you can tell when Gordon loves doing a project when he just like invests his idea into it too. He came back with us with like a glow in the dark eye, and I was like, wow, can we make his flame glow in the dark too? And yeah, he turned it out for us.
Yeah.
And it's I I'm so excited for the sample. The sample's in production right now. It should be coming soon and within the next, like during the Kickstarter campaign. So hopefully we get that to show you guys.
Really is fantastic. Like the reaction when you did the reveal and we posted on the server was immediate and very visceral. So
Yeah.
that was very cool to see. So here we've got where are you going, Moon? Back? Moon, where are you? There we go. Okay, next slide, please.
Sorry.
It's okay.
Next slide, please. There we go. We'll try and edit all that out in post, you know. So we've got some wonderful concept art here. This Dipper as a hoodie idea is terrifying and also really, really funny. Um, we
No, I actually, dude, like I actually really loved A. So there's 3 ideas. There's 3 ideas that I pitched to Alex, and I was like, okay, we'll show you 2 variations. So the first idea, of course, is the hoodie over the body. Second idea is, I think it was like, I don't remember. The third idea, I don't remember. We'll get to the next slides. But basically, I really wanted Bill to be able to wear Dipper. Um, and Alex is like, nah, man, that's weird. And so, too weird, Fox. All right, man, I hear you. And then he's still confused at B. He was like, okay, Dipper doesn't
He
like,
hates
he hates
Bill.
Bill.
So it
Why would
doesn't
he
make
wear Bill?
sense.
Why,
Yeah.
for him it didn't make sense. And I was like, oh, okay, sorry, man. So we then changed it to uh, it like Bill in another dimension being Dipper kind of thing. And I think for me it works, and he was, Alex still was okay with it. So
Hmm.
yeah,
He definitely emphasized that none of the Pines family would ever
well,
willingly
where
wear
Bill,
Bill.
yeah,
Yeah. But it would be fine the other way around if Bill wore them.
yeah.
I must admit, like the A is still it's just so hilariously terrifying. I love it so much. Over to the next one, please, Moon.
Ah,
So
okay,
here
yes,
we've got these scary Bill ones, which to me look like very ambitious designs.
Mhm.
Um,
yeah,
That is what he said.
yeah. So the second concept was Bill basically just eating Dipper uh, in a different dimension. And the problem with that is the cost of it is also very high because you're doing it in two big parts with different uh, separate pieces. And so both Alex and I were like, nah, let's not do this. But it's still, for me, it looks really cool as maybe a
I mean,
future print. Yeah. Oh,
Oh, you
I
cut
mean,
off.
I mean, surely like uh, 5 inches
hey, hey, Jam. I think I think your
tall,
audio's cutting off, my friend.
like oh, sorry, surely a 5 inch tall figure with that much
Yeah.
He's back.
kind of will help you. Am I still- I'm working on it. Give me a second. Good grief. This is what happens when all of a broadband goes off across the internet. Um, let me get happening.
You're working now.
Yeah.
Just tried to stuff a cable into my computer. Sorry about that, Chips. So on to the next slide, please, Moon. Once again, do apologise. So then we've got these little chibi figures just here.
So this was also the hardest no that I've gotten.
Mm.
Um, just because I think Alex really
Knows his characters.
knows his characters and
Yeah.
doesn't ship these two, and I think this is too like shipping. I don't know how to use that in a sentence properly, but yeah, he was like hard no. But my idea was just making cute chibi versions, but I didn't realize that
We were unaware
we were
of the
unaware.
shipping stuff.
Yeah.
I remember that I had to have quite a difficult conversation with you, sort of introducing
Yes.
you to these
Yes.
unpleasant sides of a fandom, as it
Yeah.
were.
No, we really
We had
appreciate that.
no idea.
We got a hard no from you, and then a hard no from
Alex.
Alex. So
Yeah.
it was great.
We just wanted to make something cute and
Yeah.
it was an accident.
Yeah.
Oops.
So obviously, we've got these lovely Bipper designs. Are there any other characters that you would have liked to do a hoodie for? You kind of alluded to this earlier, but
Yes. So if we hit past 200K, maybe 225 or 230, what I want to do is a Mabel collectible, but instead of a hoodie, she's going to be wearing a oversized Waddles sweater, and it's just basically Waddles just like comfort, like just eating her alive in the hoodie or in the sweater. Um, and there's going to be some Bill elements in it, so it still keeps to the Bill Cipher collection. So that's one of them. The other one is the color variant for the Bipper toy. But it's still looking a little wonky, so I don't want to reveal that too quite yet. But it will be a weird Mageddon variant for that. Yeah.
wonderful. I can just confirm, by the way, that the internet is alive once again in my area. So we're
Awesome.
we're all moving forward How long? An hour into the call. Fantastic. Thank you so much, EE Broadband. So happy. If we could go through to the next slide, please, Moon. And here we have got the Flipper Bill, a full 8 inches tall, a great big kind of a reversible plush toy. For the uninitiated, how does one change Bill into this furious gaze?
Gotcha. So there's going to be a zipper on the bottom where you can unzip and you just fold it inward out and then zip it back. We're choosing to do the zipper because it also acts as storage if you just want to store your keepsakes in there. As I know, a lot of people liked that with the Palisman plushies that we did too,
Eggs.
the eggs. Because we got this idea from, I don't know if you guys know, the octopus, the angry octopus, the happy octopus, the like the emotional octopuses.
Yes, yeah.
So we got that idea from that, but there's no other like, it's just more tactile than storage or functional. So we want to make this a little bit more functional so that people can carry it around. Because I realize a lot of people want to be able to carry around Bill, which is kind of cool.
Yeah. Someone in the
Um,
chat asked if he was gonna have arms or legs.
No,
Yeah.
no,
just a little triangle fellow.
just a triangle.
Yeah. Squishy triangle.
8 inches is pretty big. It's basically a scatter cushion.
Yeah, it's like it's so this is 8 inches. That's the height of this. It's huge.
Yeah,
It's pretty
quite a big chap. What sort of fabrics are we talking about, and how huggable would you say is on a scale of 1 to 13?
very huggable. Very huggable. It's gonna be a more soft hair. We like using the soft hair because they are easier to clean than like a fuzzy furry one. And I want people to be able to clean them, air dry them, and then have them for the rest of their lives.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's really
Long hair is too fuzzy.
long hair is too
Bill's
fuzzy.
not really a fuzzy guy.
He's not a fuzzy guy. He's a
Sort of a soft kind of a fleecy kind of finish.
I think that is the softest he can ever get.
yeah.
And are
Touche.
the details on him going to be embroidered or printed or?
So I really want the eyes to be printed versus embroidered, but sometimes print on plushies don't look good. So if that does not work out, the eye will be embroidered, but everything else, like the bow tie, will be a plush. The the brick on the bottom will be printed, but it's mainly the eye. And the reason why I don't want to embroider the eye because it gets clumpy and it's just like not as
Oh.
yeah.
The bow is also gonna be a little plush.
Yeah,
Not the
yeah.
felt.
Not the felt.
Yeah, that's smart. I feel like the felt doesn't last very long.
No,
Yeah.
it doesn't. So we'll see.
Yeah, one thing to remember, chaps, I'm seeing a lot of people talk about embroidery and print and what have you. Embroidery being a separate component of a plush toy is therefore going to be something that gets an unusual amount of wear compared to the rest of the toy. So, especially when it's a flippable thing, I would expect that that's kind of an immediate blocker. That would be my insight from my past in certain amounts of manufacturing or what have you.
Yeah.
Good points.
Good points.
Do you have one of your previous plush toys to show us?
Not the flippy plushies, but I brought the plushies from our old collection.
They're still in their bag.
I know. I was saving these for the Gashapon raffle, but we have one set left, or a few sets. Okay. 1 second. Yeah, so we have our look guys. So this was our from our possession collection, and they have magnet hands, so they can hold hands together. Yeah, there you go. They can be friends forever. This was our Ford and Stan set that we did. I know some people are mad that I didn't give Ford a aftershave. I'm sorry, guys. Come on, you can only remember so many
It's
things.
got to do with
Yeah,
fabric
it really
too.
is. Hello. Okay, so there's that, and then we have our Mabel and Zipper set. So here's Zipper. Sorry, it's okay. Looking at these, they still look so good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's making her head more
Like
of a head shape.
worms.
Yeah.
There you go. And then they hold hands. Dipple
So,
made.
so there we go. Voodoo toys of the Pines family. Which seems like something that Bill Cipher would own, to be fair. So
Yeah.
it all goes full circle.
Oh
If,
man.
if we could go through to the next slide, please, Moon. And here is the Weird Mageddon variant of the ITA bag, which is a lovely variant of the original one. Do you have the original one? Well, there we go. You see, came prepared.
Yes, we do. So this is the Weird Mageddon variant that we wanted to give to people because sometimes I know that yellow might be too extreme for people to wear. We wanted to give something a bit more subtle as well.
Yeah.
And thank you guys for helping do this poll for us to kind of lock and concrete our just like, yeah, let's go ahead and do that. So just want to let you know that also you can take the bow tie off if you don't want the bow tie. I think I'm gonna add, I don't know. I might add something to cover these up with it, just because I know people sometimes lose the bow tie too. And I feel really bad because we haven't done extra pieces for that.
Mm.
You've just blown my mind. I've had the ITA bag for a while, and I never realized that the bow
You can
tie
see
comes off.
You
It's
didn't
so
look at
good.
it? What? Come
Yeah.
on.
Yeah.
No, I guess that is something you can miss.
Uh-huh.
And of course, on the inside, it's gonna have our like embossed logo. It's kind of hard to show, but it'll have our embossed logo with Alex's logo on it as well.
And also, chaps, this is actually a signed Bill Cipher ITA bag by Alex Hirsch. Look, Alex has drawn this lovely bill on the back, though.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Isn't that
And I
wonderful?
might,
Look at his tiny little hat. It's wonderful.
and what's funny is though, I might add these. So Alex gave me these as like a parting gift to these 3D printed just Bill ciphers, and I have a bunch of them in here. So what I might do is actually kind of take this. Oh my God, there's a hole.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. What? Okay. Anyway, I might take this and put a bunch of them in everybody's bag. I might.
They look like macaroni and cheese.
They look like macaroni. Or it's either that, or we might print out dollar bills.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say we're gonna make mac and cheese.
I'm okay with that too. I like this. But yeah, I want to, for anybody who orders this, the Weird McGann variant, I want to add just more weird stuff in it and
Yeah.
just have it really just, I don't know, say thank you to you guys for supporting me.
It's also important to note that this is a render.
Yes,
I photoshopped the original photo of this bag.
that she took.
So those colors are on there through Photoshop. I'm sure when we get the actual sample, it'll look even better because the black looks so flat. It won't be as flat when we get the
Yeah.
real one. Yeah.
You of course pulled for this color scheme with us and also on Instagram. It's quite a contrasting color scheme, almost a perfect contrast with the existing ITA bag. Did you experiment with a few other color schemes that we never saw? Is there like a pink with yellow polka dots Bill Cipher ITA bag out there somewhere?
I did the red one.
You did the red one. That was crazy.
I could send that to you later.
I think they saw that, but nothing too crazy. More like bold, basic color schemes.
Yeah.
Polka dot is actually a great idea. Man, we should have spitballed with you. But no, we really we didn't want to make it too crazy because we just don't know how well these will do, you know. And
Yeah,
we
yeah.
Yeah. Plus, we're again being a small business, we have to think about like what will be bought more universally. Like we personally love the red one,
Yeah.
but we also felt like not enough people people might be afraid of how bold the red was and not buy it, and that would get us in trouble.
It's interesting because the red one, of course, is much more canon compliant because it's quite literally the color scheme that Bill turns into when he's angry in the show. And yet the black one led by such a huge margin.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe people were thinking about like, would I actually wear this bright red bag?
Versus
Yeah, like if it was a pin, it would be a different story. People definitely would have wanted the white one, maybe, or the red one. But if it's a whole bag, I think some people are afraid of like, oh, I don't know if I could pull that off or something like that.
You can always pull off a Bill Cipher, ladies and gentlemen.
I know, he's so versatile. He's just a triangle. It's great.
Matches with everything. If we could go over to the next slide, please, Moon. And here we are, the Ford pin, the
Yes.
crowning glory of the Kickstarter campaign. Um, how aware were you that the fandom is utterly obsessed with Ford pines?
So I didn't again per Alex's like conversation, like he told us like there is no Ford merch. A lot of fans are mad that there's no Ford merch and we want Ford merch. And I wanted to try to fit Ford somehow where it wasn't a toy, where it was like a pin again like this or something of that nature. And we we went through different variations of this and landed on this one just because I really still wanted to when I see people's pin boards and I hope they put them up, I still this was meant to look like a photo, like a just like a
Like a
Polaroid.
sort of Polaroid picture, yeah.
Exactly, and so I wanted that in the same vein to kind of if people put it up and frame it, it would look beautiful. And at nighttime, then you see Bill, and that's scary. So, yeah.
And for a lot of people who are unaware, the sort of possessed collection pin with Grunkle, Sten, Dipper, and Mabel. I have one of those myself, and it is absolutely gigantic. It is an
Very
enormous pin. It's
for the people that don't know how big it is.
Yeah, you could just
Just
like it is huge. That is a lot of pin. That is a lot of pin. Um, like I've got quite a massive collection of badges on a tailcoat in my collection, and
yeah.
that is by far the biggest pin I have ever seen. This is
Generally,
gigantic.
generally pins are only like 1 to 2 inches, and this is I think 1.5. But yeah, you can the size comparison is huge.
I mean, of course, you've got the glow in the dark effect as well with the sinister Bill Cipher in the background there, and you've got the wonderful mystery shack design, which is always lovely because, like with certain characters, the mystery shack is fiercely underrepresented in merch, despite the fact it is one of the key parts of the show's iconography. So it's really nice to see a design there. If we go over to the next slide, please, Moon. We've got some concept drawings here, which we really love to be able to show. Obviously, you went for kind of a matching design to go alongside
Yeah.
the possessed pin. But can you tell us a little bit more about the designs that didn't happen, and a little bit more about as to why?
I yeah, so all of these, I love the idea and I love where the direction went. The only difficulty is composition. Oftentimes when I see pin makers create pins, they forget about the composition and they kind of just like sticker slap a artwork together for the purpose of like they love the show, and that's totally fine. But I think if you're trying to build a business, if you're trying to like stand out in products, composition is a huge thing in pins.
Mhm.
So none of these pin compositions worked for either of us. Like we loved
we
like
love
little
C.
bits. Yeah,
We love C, but with how pins are manufactured and how the glow in the dark effect works, um,
it couldn't work out.
the mouth being a different shape than his original mouth, we thought it would look a little strange because with glow in the dark pins, there's still a semi. It's not completely
It's
transparent.
like a
There's like a
snow.
yeah, semi translucent thing that makes it glow in the dark, and so in the right side of C, you would have been able to see that
Yeah.
over his smile.
And then with A, we both loved how in the center was a flame when they shook, but we didn't like how the side profile was showing. And then in B, I know that's an iconic scene that I know a lot of
Yeah.
us love, but the composition just doesn't work for
Yeah,
that
and
either.
A and B, considering the previous pin, I think you really wanted them to be cohesive.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
So the two triangle shapes didn't really work out with that idea.
Yeah.
And for those of you who are asking, this is the final tier, which will unlock when the Kickstarter campaign reaches $200,000, which It's barreling towards at quite a rate of knots, so it's entirely possible that that we shall see that unlock within the next couple of days, um, which is all very exciting. As we move along, if we could go through to the next slide, please, Moon. I believe that we're now coming to the end, so it's now just through to some general questions about non-product specific bits and pieces. Just to confirm, once the campaign is over, we know this is on the Kickstarter campaign page, but some people here haven't yet fully looked at it and what have you. When will the products be manufactured? When will they dispatch, etc., etc.? Like, what's
Sure.
the kind of timeline you've got in mind?
So we have the Kickstarter set till I believe 19 more days, so that should land us on the 24th when it ends. And then once it ends, Kickstarter takes 2 weeks to. So once it ends, your cards will be charged immediately, and then Kickstarter takes 2 weeks to transfer those funds over to us. And within that 2 week time frame, at the beginning of April, we'll start production. And this production should run, knocking on all wood, like should run smoother than the last collection because we were waiting for samples on the last collection. All the samples are already in pre-production right now, and so once we have those samples in, hopefully by the end of this month, we can like expedite this faster. And the production for the toys will take a month, 4 to 6 weeks, and then it takes another week or two to ship to us. And then because the pins and the earrings and everything take really fast, they're really fast. And then, so everything should ship to us hopefully by July, by June, July. And then once all that comes in, we'll quality control check everything and then ship everything out. And so we're hoping to get everything out by at least August, September. But again, that's like, it depends on how production goes, truthfully.
Wonderful. I'm going to pop the link to the Kickstarter campaign for everybody's convenience here. Now that my internet's back, I can actually load up the page. Look at that. So, there we go. Technological breakthrough right there. How exciting. So, if the Kickstarter does blow past that 200,000 mark, which is quite likely, we all know that you've got a little bit of a tendency to start picking up more and more designs as you go along, Richmond.
Yeah.
Are there any that you see on the immediate horizon, or are you going to control yourself and stick to the 10 products currently in the campaign?
You sneaky. Um, I again, like I said, I'm gonna try to keep. I know I'm gonna try to keep it at 3 to 5 products if I make any more products. Because I really, dude, I really want to make the whole Pines family like toy set to go along with the 8-inch dimensional bill, so that they look like they are part of the cult. So like when you put it down and you put Bipper right here, then you'll have all the other ones like looking like they're seancing Bill. But yeah, that's if we hit like crazy goal though. I don't imagine us hitting all like, because the production for the toys, the mold costs and everything are pretty high. And but I also have like, man, it's just because I want to do the comfy thing. I want to do some prints, but I don't want to do prints because prints are hard to ship out.
I will deal with that.
I want. Thank you, honey. Thank you. I want to do. There's another idea I really want to do, and I don't want to say it because I know I'm going to do it. So, it's yeah, yes. I'm limiting myself to 3 to 5 products this time.
We'll see.
For now.
Wow, what is this pause? Jeez.
People just
Um,
know.
Are there any characters that you would have loved to make merch for if money/popularity, etc., was not an issue? Like what is a Studio Bad Egg dream character product?
Seuss. In terms of GravityFalls, right?
Yes, yeah.
Seuss. Like I wanted to make a arcade version of him where he's popping out, because you know the arcade episode where he finds his love And he's just like, "Hey guys," and there's like a voice recording under it of Alex's voice in it. Um, and sorry, flies. But like I just wanted to do these like different, and then I wanted to do Gideon because Gideon's hilarious. And just
Oh,
like
how about I had a really silly idea.
sure.
The golf cart Hot Wheel.
Oh my god, she had the best idea. I that might be one of the 3 to 5 products. We want to do the golf cart from the Mystery Shack as a Hot Wheel.
I
Um,
want it.
and so, and so and then I still like I'm really trying to find a menu that we can work with to do a
It's
Shackatron model kit.
so fun.
Yeah,
Oh
just
yeah,
like
yeah.
just more tactile, but there's or like oh my god, or like a model kit of waddles. Oh, or like see yeah, I have to stop. If I get myself too excited, I'm gonna do all of it. That's the thing here, and I can't do that this time. So
Well, I'm firmly registering my interest in the Hot Wheel. Thank you
okay.
very much. So
Oh,
also just
actually, side note, if we do get to the point where we sell the variant of the Bipper, there will be a freebie, and the freebie will be a kaleidoscope, a camera kaleidoscope of basically bill parts and things. So that was one thing that will be coming if we decide to do the variant, because I do want people to be able to get freebies, but not with the main one, but with the other one
Mm,
if they really like it.
mm.
So.
wonderful. When the Kickstarter campaign officially ends, will people have another chance to buy the products? We've had a few people ask that.
They will, but since as some of you may know, like we're closing down our shop, so there'll be less stock than we normally would have purchased for each of the product. But there will be, there definitely will be for people who are tight on money right now, or just like wanting to, just the Kickstarter and to see how well we do or all the products that we come out with. But yes.
Excellent. Thank you very much. And as you just alluded to, after this campaign, Studio Bad Egg is closing. Do you want
Yes.
to tell us what you have got planned next?
Yeah. So the reason why we're closing is because we're more, this is my decision. Is because like I've fallen out of love with Studio Bad Egg. And a lot
Because
of
fandoms are bloody difficult.
Yeah.
yes. And I'm not saying like if I would have found Gravity Falls fandom through this Discord first before doing all the other stuff, I think I would have kept doing the Studio Bad Egg. And because you guys are one of the best, or if the best,
You're
like
my favorites.
you're our favorites. And I
Um,
and uh but if I found you guys first, I think my interaction and my love for this would still continue. But unfortunately, other fandoms have put a huge distaste in my mouth, um and I want to go back to my roots because before I did a lot of like mental health donation and mental health work. And that's how Studio Batic started, was like we donate parts of our proceeds that we make to the Trevor Project, the Loveland Foundation, et cetera, et cetera. And I haven't been able to do that as often or as much these days. And so going back to my roots, what I plan to do is really either a jewelry brand or an accessory brand or a home goods thing. Something tactile, something tangible, and something that really goes back to culturally my Thai roots or just Southeast Asian roots, and showing beauty through our eyes.
yeah.
Because
We want to rep the Southeast Asians.
yeah, the brown Asians
Yeah.
basically. Because I think there's representation everywhere, but I just I I want to do it right too. So, and in my acting, also, besides that, I'm doing my acting, and I've had this difficult conversation, but at the end of the day, I don't want to be known as like the Asian actor, this or that. I want to be known as an actor, and so it's a lot of new ventures and a lot of new things that I've like self developments that have come a long way, and I know last year I said that I wanted to close the shop down, but at that time I wasn't able to due to financial stuff that we needed to keep the store open for the purpose of our livelihoods. Um, and but now we're in a position where we can take a little bit of a risk and do our own things. And we're still like I'm turning 31 this year, and we know we're still young, and we want to be able to just do everything. Just do everything. Seriously. So I know that's probably a longer answer than you wanted to hear, but
No, long answers are good. It engages people. Everybody's now speculating as to what fandom it was that ruined everything.
Just we'll
Chaps,
admit that you're our favorite.
you're just our favorites. Well, on a very serious note, like the amount of care and the people that are in here are true and genuine.
You're so smart.
And you're just
I
like,
think it's like the fact that Gravity Falls involves puzzles and stuff. You guys
yeah.
are so smart. You figure everything out
And
yourself.
you don't talk smack to each other, and that's like
Yeah.
if somebody gets like a thing wrong and they're like, okay, that's interesting, like you mentioned this, like, oh, that's interesting, but this and this could happen, what do you think about this? Like
Yeah.
other fandoms just like gatekeep too much, and it makes me so sad, because there's this one time, and I won't say what line it was for. I was in line, and like this child was really excited to see the fandom, like really excited. And then this dude was just like, no, you're like, because they were talking about something about an episode in this fandom. And this dude just came up, was like, no, that's wrong. And just like battered this kid. And this kid just felt wrecked, dude. And that really pisses me off, because a lot of these were made for just children and adults and everybody to enjoy and love. And I understand like getting things wrong, but that's absurd. That's
Yeah.
really absurd.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a lot of fandom figures who I think kind of lose sight of the fact that all of, for instance, all of the Disney TVA shows are basically marketed from ages 6 to 12, and that's obviously Disney's decision. It doesn't represent the entire audience, but kids are going to be part of your fandom. That's the reality when you are into a animated TV show. Yes, it might be a very inspiring, very smart TV show, but it's still a kids' TV show in the end.
Yeah. I love how apparent it is that Gravity Falls is such a clever show that the people that love it are also clever.
Very clever. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it
Oh,
that
you don't see this Discord server during the day-to-day. Trust me. There's
It worked.
she lurks.
It's fun.
Yeah, whoever says the Star Wars fandom is toxic, super toxic, super toxic. I'm gonna call that one out too. Sorry. I get heated because I love these shows, and I really think that if fandoms gave the amount of love they gave this show to other people, that's it. That's a simple solution, but it's a difficult thing to execute, right? So anyway, calm.
It's okay.
So
Okay.
we're now going to now it is time for the audience to ask any questions they need to ask regarding kind of the merchandise that we've just seen. I am going to say, please don't ask any questions about how to do something on Kickstarter, because that Richmond and Sousa are not Kickstarter staff. I will be providing a few pointers after the kind of call to help people get started if they want to back the campaign. Please don't ask technical questions. There's been enough of that. Guardian of the Falls, how can we purchase the forward pin? You just have to wait for the campaign to reach 200,000 and then it will become available. There we go. Let's have a look. At what point would the Bill Stud earrings be possible, and how much money would it take for the Weirdmageddon Bipper to enter production? That's from Leela.
Oh, hello, Last Jedi.
Hi.
So I love crediting people where credit is due. Last Jedi, the person who asked the question, gave us a great idea about doing studs for Bill. And I said previously to our live, I was like, yeah, I'll totally do it. I will do it once we hit 225. I think 225 is a solid number for the Weirdmageddon variant. And so I'll open that up probably for the earring studs as well.
Wonderful. Thank you so much for the question, The Last Jedi. If we order multiple products, will they be shipped together or individually? That's from Cable.
So yeah, so everything that you add on in your basket of goods, they will all show on your receipt to us while we ship, so it will be shipped all at once.
Yes.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Cable. Sarah, what was the biggest challenge you faced while designing the products for your collaboration with Alex Hirsch?
The fandoms. And I know that's a far-fetched answer, but it's like I was dealing with another fandom while trying to resurrect my love for Gravity Falls. And
Then I found the Reddit, and then I found the Discord, and then we found you.
and no, it's truly like if it was not for this Discord and you, Grunkle Jam, like I don't think I would have done this Kickstarter. And because it's like it takes a toll when you're a two-person team because we had to let go of another person last year. As a two-person team, like you really care about your brand, of course, right? So, but yeah, that's kind of the short, simple answer of that.
Mm.
Did I answer it? What was the question?
Yeah, the biggest challenge while making the products, and you did
Ah,
answer. That's
okay.
fine.
So that was the biggest hurdle of the products because I have all these manufacturers that I still work with that are great that I know how to talk to them, I know how to work with them. So the execution part of it's not hard. Um, but in between the concepting phase this time around was probably one of the hardest that I've done because I was doubting myself a lot. And I think when doubt sets, you just need to take a huge step back or have somebody next to you, you know? And so Susa is a huge, like, what this collection would not be here without this Discord and Susa. And so please thank yourselves and thank my girlfriend.
Dipper Gleeful just wants to say that their mind was blown this entire interview. That's always a good sign.
Awesome.
Thank you so much for the comment there. Minty says, "Can we put Bill in the fridge?" I mean, if you want to do that,
Yeah, if you want, geez, I'd love to see that.
Don't eat him.
Don't disclaimer for all the products, please do not eat anything.
Yeah.
Okay, I can say this one thing. This is not, you cannot take this apart. Please don't
Do not try to break him.
Please do not break him. You will not be able to put him back together. There's
He is not meant to
he's only meant to rotate and to give you wisdom.
Okay.
Whoa there. Let's calm down with the sneaky hints there, please. We've got a lovely comment from Reg here. This is not a question, but thank you guys for keeping my childhood alive in such a unique and enduring way. All the best for future endeavors. Thank you so much, Reg.
Thank you so much.
What a lovely thing to say. Thank you.
This is why you guys are our favorites. Yes, the signed COA, I think is
he's going in order. Yeah, he's going in order.
Sorry.
Sorry.
Berry asks, is there any chance of some more third merch in store for higher stretch goals?
Sorry, what was that? Is there what?
Any chance of more for Ford merch? There, good grief, I've stopped talking. Ford merch.
Ford.
There we go.
Tongue twister.
So, okay, I'd love to get you guys' insight, honestly. Let's be honest here. I actually wanted to do the Ford one before the Mabel because I have an idea for Ford. My difficulty is that like I don't know which character should be with Ford or Ford should be a standalone because I feel I feel a disservice to Stan as well if I don't do Ford or if I do Ford.
Oh, like you did one twin. Maybe you're thinking of doing one pair of twins at a time.
Yeah, that is my mindset.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense to make one of the twins and not the other one, does it?
And so hence me saying like, unless you guys are okay with like a smaller version of Stan, I see that doesn't even make sense either. So I don't know if you guys really want Ford, like
in a perfect world, there will be two twins.
There will be two twins.
In a perfect world.
I just can't separate Ford from Stan.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what might be cool though What might be cool though is if we did the Stana War ship and Ford and
Yes.
okay.
Yes.
Yeah. Or oh
People
no.
people are obsessed with the whole sea grunkles thing. Like
Yeah.
the sea grunkles thing means a lot to people, I think.
How would I execute that?
Also, you would have to think of, do you do the young version, the older version?
Yeah. I
Just
didn't realize
cost
people
off.
love different versions of Ford too.
Yeah.
So there's the younger version, the middle
Uh-huh.
age, and the older version.
Yeah, when we were QCing for the pin, we were like, wait, which version of
is
him
he?
is he?
Yeah. And we decided to go with the older version for with after
Yeah.
shift.
I mean, it
So,
makes more sense because Stan is old in the
yeah.
other pin.
So if you guys have any ideas, we'd love to hear them, or like any direction and guidance and seeing because it's
You
hard to
know
gauge.
not what you're asking, Richmond. That's dangerous.
Oh, dang! All right.
Be lurking. We'll be
We'll be lurking.
Kep asks, how sturdy is the Dorito bag keychain? Like, are they worried about it breaking in tight pockets and the like?
It's
So
flexible plastic.
it's a flexible plastic. So they're sending us the sample first, and we'll QC it for you guys and let you know. But generally with those, they shouldn't break, shouldn't, because it is a flexible, more PVC like plastic. Yeah.
But also, we haven't had the sample yet, so
Yeah. We don't want to say anything that will. Yeah.
can't confirm.
Can't confirm.
I mean, just to perhaps elucidate, like, this isn't the first transparent bag keychain in the world. This is very much kind of a thing that people do manufacture. So presumably, it is possible for it to be a very sturdy piece. So.
Right, and we wouldn't be happy with it if it broke easily.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'd be mad.
Tim Locke says, have you reached a decision regarding like either a signature or a certificate of authenticity for the Cult Lord Bill Cipher demonstrable pyramid?
So I am deciding to do certificate of authenticity because I am going to do a really cool print for that for you guys, specific for the people who get signed. And can I tell them what it is?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So basically, in my head, I was like, the end all be all question is for me is like those existential questions of like, what is death or what is life? And in my head, I was like, whoa, what if there was an existential question about Bill? What is Bill? And in my head, I was like, okay, what is Bill? So I used to be also used to be a furniture designer, environmental designer, meaning like we did interiors, exteriors of buildings and facades and stuff like that. So there's this thing called an isometric explosion view, meaning basically like IKEA parts where it's a 45-degree view exploded and on like all the parts of Bill, and it's just going to show all the parts of Bill like coming together in different multi-dimensions as a print, as a drawing for this dimensional Bill COA certificate. And I'm going to have a little bit space, so hopefully maybe Alex can draw something on it for you guys. That's my hope right now. And but if anything, it's still going to be the really cool signature for this. But yeah, I wanted to make something super special, and that's I think will suffice versus the bottom of the toy.
Someone on the Discord was like the bottom of the butt, and then someone was like, "Does Bill have a butt?"
Yeah, it all got a little existential there for a short while.
Yeah.
People wondering about the anatomy of a bill, so I suppose you'd be answering that at the same time with the certificate,
Not canon.
Dino Pie, I'm not going to treat that as an actual question, but I did find it quite funny. Do Grunkle Sten making a PB&J sandwich as a reference to me, Grunkle Jam? That's fantastic, thank you.
Might actually just do that.
Darkshade, I'm not sure if I can ask that question about. I mean, there's nothing to solve on the Bill toy. That's just silly. I don't know what you're talking about.
What? It's a toy.
What
Yeah,
was it?
What? No, it's okay. I don't know.
no idea what that's referring to. Will the Red Kaleidoscope 3B go with the normal Bipper as well, or just the Weird Mageddon Bipper? That's from Darkshade.
Just for Weird Mageddon, y'all. Yeah, just for Weird Mageddon, because for the Weird Mageddon variant, we're only going to do like 250 for that.
Minty does not want to ask a question, but does want to say, I only recently decided to finally indulge my interest. This pesky triangle has been one of them for many years, and it's so nice to see something from such a nice place and people.
Oh, thank you. That
Oh.
that's gonna make me cry.
Oh.
Shit. Thank you.
Real
Kai says, has there been any mention of Wendy merch? Wendy is poggers and epic.
Oh
Oh,
man.
I love Wendy.
But if you had to choose between Wendy and Seuss,
I pick both. Can I pick both?
I don't know.
I love Wendy so much. It's just that Wendy is so specific to certain people.
Yeah.
It's the same as Seuss, and that's the thing that breaks my heart with being a small business owner
Yeah.
that can't produce like all of them. Because I'm like, I want to do all of them because they
It's like
all.
choosing between the twins.
Yeah, you can't. You really can't. So I don't know. Ah, man. Because I really, not canon, I really wanted to do like Bipper grown up hugging Wendy. You know, it's just like that's I'm like yeah, I still I'm rooting for Dipper still. And all, yeah, so
Kep also asks, when the story opens in April, will the last of the Owl House items be available to purchase?
yes, they will. They will. And because we're doing the final stock count for that. Um So actually, hold on. So before the store opens again, I'm gonna switch it where
Pre-orders.
we're gonna do pre-orders in April for all the Owl House stuff that people want, and I might have another might this is a hard might have another product pre-order
The
uh
bags.
for the bags. No, not for the bags
Oh.
for Gravity Falls stuff. So that's still in the works. That's a hard might, but because I know a lot of people want certain things from our store that have sold out, and I'm going to do a final pre-order of like certain bags, certain things, certain items, and then after the pre-order, the store will reopen with all the products from here, from there, from the pre-orders all at once, so that y'all can have a fun free for all. See what you guys want. Yeah.
Wonderful. Thank you very much for the question, Kep. Cell asks, can I fry Bill on a pan?
No.
You know, it is your choice if you want to. I would highly advise against it because you paid X amount of money,
Yeah,
and
and
plastic is not healthy for your
you're not
lungs.
supposed to inhale
No,
plastic fumes.
Yeah.
It's funny though. You're funny.
It's hilarious.
I like how one of the next questions from Nox is, can I fry Bill in a pan? Fantastic.
Put a tortilla in a triangle shape and do that.
Oh, that sounds so good.
Or I guess no, we're not gonna actually do the mac and cheese bills.
I think that is, if anybody else has got a question, feel free to throw it in the chat there because we've just run out. So
No worries. I think we're at it too, so we can only do maybe one or two more questions.
okay, let's have a quick look. That's fine. We're coming up to the end of our. We've gone over our time slot. I'm so sorry. That wasn't
Oh,
intentional.
sorry.
I don't live here anymore? Wait, what?
Zero asks, out of every product you made, which was your top favorite item?
Oh, the 8-inch dimensional bill still. Um, Still this guy. Still, I didn't expect to make this. It's huge. The circumference of this thing is huge, and I know that circumference is for circles,
Circumference.
but like
What is the word for pyramids?
yeah, the length, the width, and the height of this thing is huge, right? And I'd never expected for me to be able to do this, and so it's like something that will always be near and dear to my heart.
There's going to be so many Gravity Falls fans who are going to have that on their coffee tables.
Can you please shake it for us?
So, guys, I would highly not shake it. I would advise not to shake it because you might break the pieces on the inside. And the pieces on you can move it around slowly, because you need to see certain things slowly. I would not advise to shake it because you might break the inside pieces for whatever wisdom Bill has. There you go.
Although, of course, being a toy, there's There is absolutely no hidden features whatsoever. It's a very simple product, really.
Yeah.
Definitely. Uh,
Gosh darn it.
Their Sandwich asks, if you were to make the hoodie happen, would you consider working with a company like Steady Hands, as they specialize in fandom clothing and all of that business?
Oh, I don't know that company. If I think hmm,
Huh.
but I have my friend that Greena. She actually has her own in-house production now. I would probably work with her, but I don't think I will be doing a hoodie.
Sizing.
Sizing.
I feel like,
Sizing is miserable.
yeah, we would do the comfy before even
Even thinking
thinking
yeah.
about the hoodie.
So
Like
there
if
we go.
we
You can all calm down about the hoodie now, please.
if we hit five, okay, this is I will say this. If we hit 500, 500,000, I will do the hoodie. Promise. But if we don't hit that, that's fine.
That's a challenge.
I will I promise I will do the hoodie. If you guys really want the hoodie, 500K is my max. Like we got to do it.
So there we go.
Um,
All you all have to get to work now. Somebody find a very idle millionaire who's trying to get rid of all of his cash. We've got the perfect opportunity.
Easy.
no big deal. Easy.
Easy.
Great. It's
Yeah.
fantastic.
Everybody.
Okay, so that is all of the questions that I think we're going to ask today, because we've kept you for quite long enough. I
Oh,
will.
last thing. Hold on. Last
Oh,
thing. I want to let everybody know I am trying to work on for you guys. I let the stage crew know that I am trying to work on when Alex does the signing, because Alex doesn't take interviews anymore, unfortunately. But if Alex when Alex does the signing, and when we see him, hopefully I can convince him that we can hop on for maybe 30 minutes, have you guys talk, ask questions. That's my hope while he's signing these things, because I know you guys want to see him, and I want him to know that you guys love Gravity Falls so much still that it's been X amount of years. Because he doesn't think that there's people out there that love Gravity Falls this much still, and he just was like even more blown away by the sales on or the amount of sales or the amount people bought the Book of Bill,
Bob.
Bob, bought Bob, and it was like, whoa, people still really like this, yeah. So that is my next thing that I am working on to maybe finesse or finagle for y'all in this group.
that I think that you've just set everybody on fire. To be honest, I feel like minds are blown. People are foaming at the mouth. Dear oh dear. Right. Thank you so much, Richmond and Susa, for joining us for this. It really has been incredibly insightful. It's been fun, and crucially, we've gotten to see just how amazing this campaign really is. So it really has been magnificent. Thank you so much. We love this merch. We love the fact this is getting people so excited. We love you both, Kiri45, and of course Alex Hirsch, for bringing all of this together. Do you have anything you want to say as a final message to this crooked community of complete scum and villainy?
My goals. That's all.
Bye.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
See you guys.
Cheerio. Thank you.